You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Blue Link Show comes and tell you stuff that your school said, your professor said listening to this program to get some insight.
Your PhD then
and we ask you for $100, $100 Liberian to send to our own number. You know, just so the public can get something to carry home. You can do it. Liberian people very look so, to be Liberian is very hard. It's difficult.
But the meaning of difficult is the big term of difficult is Liberian.
Yeah, you're very Liberian. Will be very difficult.
You're Liberian.
You know what I mean?
You are difficult. Difficult over. You are very Liberian. I'm an English. I'm ill.
This is a Liberian situation. A very
difficult
situation. This situation is Liberian.
Yeah.
Why is it Liberia? Is Liberia?
Yeah.
Why Liberia? Why Liberia difficult? Look at the Ajiba question. It's too Liberia.
The problem is too Liberia. Tell me to pass you.
Yeah, pass you.
Some point for cleverness.
Yeah.
For knowing what hard.
It's very Liberia. It's difficult. Anyway, it is what it is. So, of course, the last time we talked about a whole lot, and you know, whenever we go to our page, we see what people want us to talk about. I tell people Liberia is a very peaceful country. We are very peaceful people. I don't know what struck in our mind, Pop, for us to do some of the heinous things that we did in this country. I think our people talk about the Rwanda genocide. And massacre. A lot of people talk about that, but I read in CNN paper that the massacre that happened in Liberia was just too many. And we murder more people senselessly in this country, our citizens, can even be equated to the genocide in Rwanda.
And for a longer period.
And I'm telling you, it was too many. And a lot of people will be uncomfortable with our broadcast tonight, but that's your business. Because you will not know where you're going except you know where you're coming from.
Then I go eat bread.
You're not going to eat bread. One thing you agree with me?
No, I agree with you.
You will not know where you're going except you know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
There's a lot of massacre, and I'd like to say.
No, there were just few massacre, Blue. We have many.
What?
A few massacre. Massacre in past more than 10.
You know what? In 29, I gave it 27.
What? 27 massacre in Liberia?
Documented massacre. And
from 1990 to 2003?
No. To show you 2001 there.
No, but what?
I'm giving you from 1990 to 1994.
4 years? You got 27 massacres?
Spencer DJ Blue, we go to school. Maybe I'm just said this speaking.
What? In 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years. I don't know about my massacre.
Major massacres.
Major massacre documented.
Not 4%, 5%.
I'm giving you year, I give you month, I give you day.
Before we go further into the pod massacre, let me start the premise of the show.
Okay.
From this AP report.
Associated Press, right?
Associated Press.
Okay.
This is an AP report from the 26th of December 1994. Now, the Pops will tell us exactly what they're talking about in this recording. Keep it loud. Okay. These are the demise human beings.
Oh, this is the body that was right here.
Okay. So we are capturing the mass.
The mass of peace.
All right. It is. So we thought this clip would have been like a commentary. Yeah. We thought it would have been a commentary, but it's more just showing images. So Pops,
Yeah, but
okay, let's get you. Now we're talking about different massacre, and I hope we talk about the culprits of the massacre.
yeah, but
also.
everything, everything documented,
Fire.
everything. Whether the people, there's a again, and this time on a serious note, because you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going. So I'm here tonight, and when you are free on Melvin Appleton, and don't sad on me because you call to ask me any question why I go ahead. But these are documented massacre. Your own people. And when I will offer and do, I then to start.
Fire.
Okay, so fire on the in general, we have the Yasono massacre. Yasono massacre that happened in Nima County in February of 1990. It was the armed forces of the Bureau under the command of Captain James Chile. Yeah, and one commissioner, Lucini Donzo from Ganta. They killed 71 persons.
For what reason, sir?
52 horses were burnt.
Where?
Because in Nima County, in Yasono.
County.
In Nima County,
It's
is a town in
town
Nima.
in
Yeah.
Nima.
Yasono. That they say that those people were MPFL operatives.
AFL.
AFL carried on this massacre. And the commander of the government of the Bureau. And it was led by one Captain James Chile, who was son in Ganta.
Chile.
James Chile, yeah.
Until the McCartney.
Never crying. Yeah, he and Commissioner Donzo, who was one of the commissioners at the time. You know, those days, I think they still get commissioner, but commissioner,
Yeah,
the commissioner
commissioner,
for Congo town.
Yeah.
Commissioner, yeah. The commissioner Donzo, yeah, they carry all the massacre in Yasono, and they killed 71 persons who allegedly were MPFL operatives, and 52 houses were burned down to ashes. Then you have number second, or you call it number two, you had the Ganta massacre in the February of 1990. A group of AFL soldiers led by Edwin Boca, who was the commissioner of Sacre-Pied Man District, within Sacre-Pied Man District. Edwin Boca, he was the commissioner of Sacre-Pied Man District. He had to lead that massacre. He, a man called Bakaba Berete of Majingo Man, and another Majingo Man only known as Bia. That was in February of 1990, the Ganta massacre. They entered Kanwi, of Lagos Kanwi in Ghana. They arrested 18 young men under the that were MPFF facilitator, National Patriotic Front facilitator. The war had just started. They were February. So meaning that the guy was MPFL soldiers or facilitator showing MPFL the way. Yeah. They arrested 18 young men. Those men were taken to Ganta. Those men were murdered. That was a massacre.
Include Voka.
A man called Edwin Voka. Another man called Vakaba Berete. And another man called Bia who wrote the phone. But these were the Ganta massacre. And Edwin Voka was the commissioner of Sacre-Pied Man District. I have been there before so many times. And even a former fighter of the MPFL, before the MPFL, named Andrew Kwa, comes from, he's in Europe now. He is from Sacre-Pied Man District. Okay. So I go to the third massacre. It was called the Tiaple. You know, I always tell about Tiaple. But I always tell about Tiaple.
In Nima.
In Nima County, that is Gyosa, one of the Gyo town. Tiaple. The Tiaple killing of Moses.
Tiaple killing.
The Tiaple killing.
Tiaple killings.
Victim of the Tiaple killing included Moses Duopu, I've mentioned his name before. I told you that he came from Nigeria to join with Child Taylor Forces.
Right.
That day, Moses Drobo was a radical. Major Moses Drobo, and former superintendent of Nima County, a man called Stephen Daniels.
Okay.
And some of their relatives, some Drobo relatives and Stephen Daniels relatives, were killed in Tiaple. And they,
I don't like to use killer.
they were
Murder.
They were murdered in
Massacre.
Tiaple.
I don't like the. I mean, because we're talking about senseless
And
killing.
And
So who led the troop for that killing?
they thank you very much, baby. That's why I want to get to you. That's why I want to get to you. You got to ask me.
Yeah.
And the people that led the massacre were the special force of the National Patriotic Front, Paul V, MPFL, Paul V, the late Paul V, George Mansour, who is still alive today, and one Takbo Gwe that they call T and Stuck. He died in 1994. He was killed. The order of execution was given by a man who is still alive today, John P. Namanya, who at the time was a chief of staff, executive mansion guard,
T and
battalion. T and Stuck, Takbogwe. They killed Stephen.
But you telling me Nibadians killing Nibadians?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you that. So we talk about Tagbogwe, yeah, in Tiaple clearly. Thank you very much. Tagbogwe.
And I read, for some reason they don't say Tiaple massacre, they say Tiaple killing.
Tiaple
Yes,
killing.
Because I think it was just
I
senseless.
think because it was specific.
Yeah.
Then we go to be laughing.
Let's
I don't
move. Let's
I don't
move.
like it. Then for that number four. Number 4, you had the BTC massacre that occurred in the month of June 1990. 27 Gio and Mano families were executed, were murdered in the Bagley Training Center. Gio and Mano families.
Why, sir?
27 Gio and Mano families. So you know that over 100 plus people.
Yeah.
You know, Gio was born, Mano was born. So over 100 plus people were killed, were murdered in June of 1990 in the Bagley Training
Instigator.
Center. And the instigator, the facilitator were Colonel Moses Thomas. Colonel Moses, don't worry. Colonel Moses Thomas, Brigadier General Moses Wright, Captain James Chili, and George Dwyer. They were the facilitators.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
They carried on. Why?
Why?
Because the Guillots and the Manos in majority were behind the Taylor onslaught. So in June of 1990,
Crown Generals.
yeah, those are all Crown General we are talking about. Or you're talking about Moses Wright, James Chili, George Dwyer, and Moses Thomas.
Let me say this. A lot of people be very uncomfortable.
And may I end what I was saying?
Yeah. A lot
And
of
these families, these 27 families, were buried on South Beach behind the BTC.
a lot of people be uncomfortable with our broadcast tonight,
Yeah, because the names are coming up.
we just got to say it as it is. I mean, these are history. These are things that I think our people, I think we've reconciled to a great extent. But these things, we must talk it. We must. I mean, it's nothing that we should keep hiding. We need to face it. It's documented, but we're just bringing it to the fore. A lot of people don't have the balls to bring these things to the fore, but I think we have it.
Blue Show bring it out.
And this is what the Blue Show is about.
Yeah.
This is not. This is not. This is not. This is not your. This is not your regular or ordinary talk show.
No.
This, we say it as it is, without fear, without anything. Pot fire.
Now, I want you.
Before you go further, let me just educate my little brother Melvin. Melvin, within the armed forces prior to the 1990, we have all the tribes within the army. And then, during the 1990 there, we found out Gio and Mano people asking for crown people. So the people that the Papa just mentioned, they were already in the army.
You were in the army.
They were in the
Those
army.
27
And they
families,
were
their head were
living
in the army, in the barracks. Easy
They
target.
living in the barracks. So right there, they were isolated. And
Now, I want to say something here. I want to clarify something to my people because I never people pay attention while talking. So when people call, they don't talk asterisk. I want to make it clear to you. I called the names of the people that facilitated the BDC massacre. I said Moses Thomas from the SATU and the Presidential Guard.
Yeah.
I said Moses Wright, Brigadier General Moses Wright, commander of the 1st Tactical Infantry Battalion. I mentioned and I called the name of James Chile, who had returned from Nima County as commander because the MPFA had captured Ganta. I called the name of George Dewey, who was former speaker in the interim government. Now, these names maybe you will hear it again as I go ahead. So you all remember where it's coming from. These were loyalists to the Dole regime. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Papa, before you go ahead, Blue,
Yes.
admit me. What I want to understand, as we could say, they all in the AFL.
Yes.
All right? But then the war started
In
in
Nima.
Nima.
Yes.
They were here in Monrovia.
This was
BTC.
June. This was June.
How the connection, how they were making
Tribal cleansing.
Because on the other end, though NPFA fighters were executing crown people.
And crowns were executing Gios and Manu.
Oh, why is that?
Now, I go ahead. The Lutheran Church Massacre, July 29, 1990. Actors. Moses Thomas of the Special Anti-Terrorist Unit. He was the commander of the Special Anti-Terrorist Unit at the time. Yombu Tele, head of the Presidential Dev Squad, the Special Squad. Edward Slanger, Amphosio Labiro. George Dewey, Amphosio Labiro. Over 500 men, women, and children were killed in Lutrin.
Lutrin?
And actually, I'm saying over 500, but the actual number recorded was 1,444.
Let's talk about. Do you know that the U.S. Federal Court awarded damages to Liberians from the Lutheran Church Massacre? Wow. Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
They paid them. They paid some of them because. And Pops.
Yeah, but then
talk about the Lutheran Church Massacre. Hassan Bility, Executive Director of Global Justice Research Project, did this reportage on the Lutheran Church Massacre. Can I get you here?
Yeah, go there, but go for it. Go there.
What came to be known as the Lutheran Church Massacre was the murder of unarmed civilians, men, women, and children in the compound of the Lutheran Church in Monrovia on 29th July 1990. Over 600 people were murdered in cold blood, and there are hundreds of other survivors who carry the scars on their bodies today.
But I may continue.
You may continue, sir.
People acknowledging what I'm talking, but I want talking.
Yeah.
The other man go, I mean, about MPFA chief of staff the other day. I'm telling you what I know and how witness say, most of them living. What talking? May I continue?
Continue, sir.
Then you have the Bakedu massacre in Lofa County. Yes, that was in July of 1990.
Bakedu Massacre.
Bakedu massacre. The facilitators of the massacre was G. Anthony Mann, Joe Doe, and the bodyguard. Over 32 persons of the Mandingo ethnic group of the Mandingo tribe, over 32 persons were massacred at Bakedu, and the national picture of the front of Liberia were responsible. And they got Anthony Mann and Joseph Doe. They were junior commandos, but they were commanders within that region in Lofa County, in Bakedu, and over 32 Mandingo were killed because once you are Muslim, you are target, and the Mandingos are predominantly Muslim. May I go ahead?
Go ahead,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Then you have this is a pathetic one. Even though everything will be equal, people will die, but listen to this. The Johnny Nah family massacre on the old road on August 5th, 1990.
What?
The Johnny Nah,
Family.
the former deputy managing director for Liberia Electricity Corporation, LEC, graduated from St. Patrick's High School and graduated from University of Liberia with honors. A light-skinned, fair-colored man by the name of Johnny Nah. His family were massacred. Only his son survived, Johnny Nah Jr. He'd always come on Facebook every year.
Right on the Oro.
Yeah.
So right on the
Yeah.
Oro, right
Yeah.
there in Chubok.
I heard
He
him.
was
I heard him
killed.
one time.
His family was killed. His wife was pregnant and her stomach was open and the fetus taking out. The baby was taking out the stomach. And they killed her. Right there in Chubok, down the swamp where you got Mayon got Broad
Chubok.
Street. Yes.
No man got brushed. So wish that.
Yes.
But
But,
who was
yeah,
responsible
yeah.
for that operation?
Johnny Nah family massacre on August 5th, 1990. And guess who killed Johnny Nah?
Who?
Johnny Nah was killed by a best friend who he thought was a best friend of the AFL, George Dewey.
Yeah.
I called Jordan Dewey name before, right?
He called again.
I'll call it again, right? Story continue.
Johnny Nah.
Then you had the massacre of Zozo in Lofa County that happened in May 1991. My children, you're hearing it?
We ain't never been.
And I moved wrong. And I moved wrong. And 1990, and I go to 1991. The massacre in Zozo, Lofa County in May of 1991. Special force. Mengu Manio of the National Patriotic Bureau murdered 16 persons of the Mandingo and Bandi tribe for allegedly being enemy of the revolution. Manio was temporarily detained and later released, but then Battle Group Commander, the late Isaac C. Misa. I repeat. Mengu Menio of the National Patriotic Bureau murdered 16 persons in Zozo. The 16 people belong to the Mandingo and Bandi ethnic group. Claiming allegedly those people were enemy of the revolution. And Menio, special force Menio, were later on free by the Battle Group Commander of the National Patriotic Front of Liberia, the late Isaac C. Mason. Oge Gedule. Then I go to the big one coming out. But I got to clap. You ain't clap, you know.
We're clapping for bad news.
Mine.
To hell with you, brother.
Dog.
On the 20th of October 1991 in Zogowi.
4 days before my birthday, Papi.
On the 20th of October 1991 in the village of Zogowi. Like you, the man boy, they got to
Zogowi.
Zogowi. The junction that goes to Logwatuo and Dule, and the same junction lead you to the left side to go to Yeksanikwele and Yikepa.
Zotuo.
Zogowi.
Zogowi.
Nima County.
What are you drinking?
That over to you. On October 20, 1991, Paul Vey, a special force of the National Patriotic Front, Henry Kedia, that I call him here on a live show, Godfather, George Mansour, Chief of Intelligence, Special Force of the MPF, Guignon, arrested in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, and took to Zogowi and murdered on the orders of Charles Taylor, the late former senator of Nima County and Senate bearer of the Liberia Action Party, Jackson Fiado, Jackson F. Doe,
So what Charles
on October 20, 1991.
So Charles Taylor Sunday. See him. Nima been a murder in Nima brother.
Exactly.
In Buchanan, we see what they came from.
He was arrested in Buchanan, and I will call names. Those that were in Buchanan at the time that were arrested and summarily executed was Jackson Fiado, Senate bearer of the Liberia Action Party,
LAP.
Kokodioko, and
Action.
Johnny Seri Original Party,
Kokodioko.
Action.
Kokorioko.
Action.
Kokorioko.
Action. Charlie Hebdo. On a very day, they arrested the late Councillor Cephas Mabandi, former Associate Justice of Republic of Liberia, a radical, a member of the Liberation Party. On a very day, they arrested the Senate Bearer of the Liberia Unification Party, William Gabriel Bole,
LUP, right?
LUP.
Liberia Unification Party.
Professor William Gabriel Bole. On a very day, on that very day, they arrested the former president of the University of Liberia and also former president of the University, Codington University, Stephen Yekesen. Professor Dr. Stephen Yekesen. On the 20th of October 1991, all got arrested. But Jackson Doe was taking all of them arrested in Bigano.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dirty Mabandi, Yekasin, and Pule around Grand Basso. But the dirty Jackson Doe in Zogowi. And yeah, in Zogowi. In Nimba.
And okay, you can see.
Kill Yekasin.
He's on SmackDown.
Very clever. May I continue?
On charge,
Yeah.
command, right?
On the command of Charter, and those special forces that arrested them were Special Force Paul V is deceased. Henry Kadia, I don't know his whereabouts, Special Force. Joel Mansour is in Monrovia, Special Force.
Still living.
Still living. And the order was given by Charles Taylor.
What year was this, sir?
October 20th, 1991. May I continue?
Let's move.
The 5 Catholic nuns, the massacre of the 5 Catholic nuns on 17 October 1992.
Wow, big.
Who knows about that?
Wow.
May I continue, but why you working?
Continue, sir.
Those 5 nuns, the massacre of those 5 nuns was facilitated by Christopher Vamo, Elias Mosquito, and Edward Weah. They carry on an operation October 17, 1992 that killed the 5 Catholic nuns. I remember one of them, Sister Barbara Ann. Hey, Grippo. But you want me to continue or you want me to break?
Let's talk. I'm trying to.
Then the 11th massacre, number 11.
Bobby, let's go back.
Yeah.
To the Catholic.
The 5 Catholic nuns that were murdered on the Gannonville Freeway, on I got Japan Highway now.
Let's talk about the
raped and murdered.
They were raped?
Oh, they were raped about you see in Chevy, you rape it. You kidding?
No, sir.
I'm talking to the devil, man.
Like all people with it.
Oh yeah, people are God, but the people are the devil killing. I'm fucking in it.
Let's talk about, because I saw
But you sorted because it wasn't sorted.
and let me
Sorted.
see.
People the devil get it.
The devil go kill God people. Our devil is a dirty dog.
I don't want to play this whole stuff here, but let me just get into it a little bit, and then let me get it, Papi. This is a frontline reportage. Who killed the nuns? I want to see what the foreign family.
Rose helped repatriate.
Hold on, Pop. Let me take it all the way.
Doe finally bled to death.
Oh, but then you gotta blame for me
Bled
in
them.
secret. I beg you, but you gotta blame for me.
Invited up to his office to talk.
But again, you please
We
just
asked
keep that
him
people
about the
on
killing
watch
of
it, please,
Samuel.
brother, please.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
talk the thing.
Let's talk it.
When I beg you, please shave it for me.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Can I continue?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Let that brother hear it. I beg you.
Yeah,
Please keep that for me, please.
I got it.
When I know.
Yeah, probably where you're dog.
Horton Farm Massacre. Horton Farm Massacre in Kakata, Magabi County, October 1992. Now remember now, October 1992, October on.
Yeah, October
I just called the first video on October we were carrying on.
Yeah.
And the first official massacre. Horton Farm Massacre. It was ordered by Major General Martina Johnson, head of Field Artillery in the MPFL.
Papi,
Yeah,
I
man.
want authenticate your story for you.
Oh, you want
This is
But I ain't you know that other one. Where are you from?
Christopher Vamu.
Yeah, but ain't you know the other one. Where are you from?
Yeah, I got it. So Pop.
Yeah,
okay,
explain.
all right, listen.
Explain.
This is Christopher Vamu.
Are you General Mosquito?
Yes, I'm Christopher Vamu, commonly called General Mosquito.
I'm T. Christian Miller.
It's a pleasure being
He
here.
was nervous and reluctant to meet,
Sit down.
but he agreed to talk in a back room at a downtown restaurant.
We saw the vehicle coming
Uh-huh.
towards them.
He said that his troops had mistaken Sister Barbara's car for the enemy and fired at it with a rocket-propelled grenade.
I call it woman
a
name.
white vehicle with a capital sound on the pickup. But this day, they were running a military car. And what for? Nobody know until today.
Right.
So, our RPG went straight into that pickup. Bam!
So
The
RPG.
pickup came from the enemy zone. You understand what I'm saying?
Then we showed him the church report and asked him about the murders at the convent.
Well, Sister Kathleen went for the gates. As she did so, C.O. Mosquito, and that's you,
Yeah.
shot her in the arms. She fell, and then he shot her fatally in the neck. He then announced he was going to kill all the white people and promptly killed Mr. Nassar, who's there.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
This is Pentecostal. I got copy of this.
Yeah.
It's a blatant lie. I've answered the question before. I've read the statement before. It's a blatant lie.
General
Papi, who's this?
Christopher Vamo. His father used to be the police commander in Grand Bazaar County in the late 70s and early 80s. Christopher Vamo. His brother also died. His brother died during a war called Jonathan Vamo.
What do you call him? AKA Mosquito.
General Mosquito. Not Samuel Bokari. He was Mosquito before Samuel Bokari called the name Mosquito. Christopher Vamo. He joined the revolution in 1990 in Grand Bazaar County. Specific date Buchanan. But I hope you don't lose the material.
I got
but
you,
I
Mike.
can't. But I ready to work now.
Let's go.
I ready to work.
Let's go.
Or Jeffrey and your boyman.
The Horton Farm, right?
Horton
Horton
Farm
Farm.
Massacre.
Martina.
It was in Kakata in October of 1992. Odopa Monday, same Monday Odopa started. And it was ordered by Major General Martina Johnson, the commander of MPFF 1st Field Artillery. And she ordered the execution of 23 persons arrested in Burma, suspected to be Ulimo fighters.
Che or what?
Ulimo K, but at the time they had Ulimo had not broken up.
Oh,
It was Ulimo.
Tell you name, yeah.
It was Ulimo because in September of 1990, Ulimo started an onslaught on Burma from Hindi, a place called Hindi, and caller would call. I want all of the door that called it as I'm gonna call to. This time around, you know, will not be intelligent because I'm ready. I'm ready in a way that I've always been ready, but I'm deeper ready. Okay, so 23 persons were arrested in Burma, suspected to be Ulimo father and killed at Horton Farm in Kakata. May I continue, man? Then you have the Firestone Massacre. This one you will not like. The Firestone Massacre was on the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, December 26, 1992. It was carried out by a general of the MPFF known by the name of Joseph Zako. aka General Zach, Nixon Gay, and George Dwana, Jack the Rebel. They massacred 35 persons in the Firestone Plantation Division, to be specific, Division 31, while escaping the Ulimo incursion in Kakata. I told you there was a Ulimo movement in Kakata. And I told you, eh?
Yeah.
So when the MPFL were planning Autoport, Ulimo were also planning an attack on Kakata because Kakata was a major city controlled by the MPFL. The MPFL had a Kakata, Ulimo needed to take Kakata to cut the route off to Banga and to cut the route off from 15 gates going to Bikano. Because Bikano was the port city, MPFL was exporting iron ore, logs, and rubber, and MPFL was based at Banga. So Ulimo saw strategically taking Bowman and Kakata would cripple the MPFL tactically. But I need clapping or else I can continue.
Pa, papi,
I will resign from
Pa,
I lead a job. I'm ready to next show. I lead a job.
086-107-107-0770-107.
More man they got to come up, but I'm telling you what.
If you don't call and say thank you, Papi, the show finish. I'm telling you. Hello.
Yeah, Papa B, how are you?
All right, my son.
Yeah, Papa B, talking to Vanny Butufonga. Who's in your Bubu Kono?
Hello.
Where you calling from?
Oh, Vanny Butufonga calling you from Bakotan.
Well, we got 300 bars of time. Also,
hey, my man, but the Papa don't play, my man. You buy young boy for that thing. My grandpa no play.
Yeah, the dog, baby.
Man, how you feeling, Papa? You all right?
You go. Hello.
Yes,
Follow. Listen, Salvador.
Yeah.
You one of the contributors to the program, so I want to hear your contribution.
Hey, Papa, give me the whole rundown, man. That particular attack in Kakatan was meant to subdue MPFL friends from 15 gates.
Huh?
Yeah, because Kakatan, Bowman, Gamokan, that was the headquarters of Marine Division.
Yeah, can't
so if you hold Kakatan, they got no supply flowing to 15 gates because it had Nigerian number force to 15 gates.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad.
Papa, so continue with you. We'll get some racket. Give me contract.
No, you get racket. Why is all that small meal? Alright, more callers. Hello.
Yeah, my Papa, this is La Africa.
Peter man, alright, what's up?
Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. Okay, I enjoy the show, but I need to book out with quality on paper for me.
Hey, you want to open?
Yeah.
Well, one thing is,
I'm going to give me that thing over there.
Okay, my son, on air with you. Yeah.
alright, okay, Billy man, right across the bridge right there, right?
No, but I know.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, man? My name is Stanton Parker, and I prefer to be called the Black Man's Son.
Stand up, what else more?
Stanton Parker, Stanton Vivi Parker, Homo face,
come I know you talk. Let's go.
Probably take over the show today. I beat somebody on a fucking Nicholas.
On fucking the leg?
On fucking Nicholas.
Okay. Yeah, my English.
I'm being very rude. He didn't come off here. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Where did we call from?
Yeah, this is Christopher man calling from Autoport.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, thank you very much. Thank you, Papa. Thank you.
Thank you, my son.
The question I want to ask you here is, where were you when all the things that were happening?
No, you got 10 billion man and you the ball?
Hello.
But I what the bravo hard?
Hello.
Getting the info.
Hello.
Reliable info.
Yes, sir. Where you call from?
Yeah, I'm Hilarious Makati. I'm calling from 20th Street.
Yeah, Makati.
Yeah, I just want to use this time to extend many thanks to the party for giving us the kind of knowledge that some of us things we have not heard. Yeah.
All right.
I
don't know, man.
You always welcome. Yeah, my son. You always welcome.
Get 3 more calls. Hello.
Hello, man.
Hi, sir.
Thank you, Pagnori. Thank you. I'm Henry G.J. calling from Cowell.
Okay, Henry, thank you. Henry, thank you.
Cowell's in the building. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how are you, Blue?
Good name where you call from?
Yeah, man. Jeremiah Gonzi say calling from Kofa.
Cover you, my cattle, my biggie.
Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. I just want to tell the Bob, thank you, man. The station are real hot FM, real getting hot.
Let me ask you, what you cover? What do you listen to the show on your telephone or radio?
I listen to it on my phone.
All right, keep it out, my biggie. All right, that's what I said. Hello.
Yeah, Blue, what's up, man?
What's up, Dada? And here we go from.
This LBJ call you from Canada. I just want to tell you, Papi, thank you for the history. But I want to ask you a question, man.
Yeah, go
I want to
ahead.
ask you a question.
Yeah, fire.
Where were Emily State all these things that were happening? Where were Roe?
Exactly, her road, she had only one road, the one charge of the bay. She was in Banga.
Hello.
Hello, DJ Blue.
Yes, sir, boss. Here we go from.
Dr. Kumar calling from Peace Island, man.
Peace Island, let's say you.
Yeah, Chigota.
Chigota, I know.
Yeah, Chigota, Peace Island, right after MVD.
What you listening to Hard FM on your radio or your phone?
You see my small radio, man. That for Hard FM, they need my battery can go. I always charging them, man.
Thank you, Dada.
But you know what happened here? I want you from now until Wednesday. You test the mobile money number to me. The paper doing well for us. Some of these things will know about. Yeah, let the paper test the number. I will send something for now the Wednesday.
No problem, Dada. Okay, all right, okay. But the call coming to boy. Let's go. Let's fire.
Bravo, fire.
Let's go.
So, but one thing before I go from the Firestone massacre, I noticed that Blue, Melvin, I never saw you in all that. Oh, when I called the name of General Zach, Joseph Zacko.
Yeah,
When I called the name of Jack the Rebel, George Makosa Joanna.
Yeah.
When I called the name of Nathan Gay, Blue, I know. And yeah, Blue say, hey?
No.
What happened?
We're coming to that. Probably, yeah, now we got one more hour.
I want to
yeah.
relax.
I just know that I know you got Blue, that your people don't want to and I'm calling it, no, but anyway, no problem. So I go to the massacre of Kakata, the massacre that happened on the Kakata Boma Highway. 1991. 1991. I go back. There was a fighter in MPFA called Matt Tyson. You know what he did?
No.
He put 73 human beings in a house and burned them to death.
Why?
In a place called Compound. There's one place called Compound. On Kakata.
Mike Tyson alone for 75 human beings.
What a minute?
Mike Tyson. He was a junior commando.
MPFL.
You understand me?
MPFL.
Mike Tyson, yeah, MPFL. People want to know MPFL. They don't call Mike Tyson name. You don't respect me. I just call him his name. And the name where I know.
Mike Tyson.
I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what Mike Tyson, 1991.
Mike Tyson. Wow.
On the Canada Bowman Road. For 73 persons, and burning them to death. In one place they call Compound.
I know Compound.
On the Canada Bowman Road.
I said I know Europa.
The victims were suspected to be Ulimo victims. To be Ulimo fighters. Because Ulimo are threatening that area. Then let me talk small about the summary execution in Banga. Summary execution in Banga on May 11, 1993. Sagboli.
Now represented.
Sir Richard.
Now representing. You bring it. Sagboli is going to contest with the senator.
Sir Richard Body. Yeah. Executed 17 persons.
Sagboli.
In the Banga, in the MP quarter in Banga.
And Sagboli for the cattle about
while serving as deputy MP commander for the EMPGF. The victim was arrested in Lofa on suspicion of being Ulimo fighter. Yes.
So, Papi, I want to ask you a question and help you.
Yeah, man.
most of the culprits of the massacre,
They're walking around freely.
they are living with us
Either
right now.
dead or walking free.
No, probably most of them walking free.
They're walking freely.
How you think they free? What is their state of mind? I don't understand. Look, fortunately for me, I had a lot of family that died during the war, but none, you can say, XYZ killed or murdered. I don't know my state of mind if I know that some son of a bitch that walking around here killed my mom, my pa.
They be walking freely.
If that man will still be walking freely,
Because Blue,
I
there's
don't know.
Walk around Code Blue. There's no tribunal.
Yeah.
So they
I'm
feel that.
not trying to feel anybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about individual reaction.
Reaction.
It
will play on you.
How is see the mayor operating?
I don't know.
Then there are substantial proof that you murder my probably daughter or my son. I'll tell you. I say I go sit and something.
I will tell you.
Let me drink water.
I will tell you.
Yeah. But you're not be there, I'll be here.
Haven't you?
Let's go, Pop.
They had a massacre in Ganta, August 1993. Another massacre. Remember, I mentioned Ganta before in 1990.
I'm afraid.
And in
I'm afraid of something.
What is that, man?
I'm afraid of history.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, most of the massacre are documented are only in Nimba.
No, but
I come in. Most of them, it's in Nimba. But I bet you that day there are many unreported massacres.
Yes.
But I just giving you few.
Yo, I
just
wasn't
giving
able to
you
finish Blue. I will ask about massacre.
Yeah,
happening in Lakasi Zoo.
I come in.
Come in. We take out of that. In tomorrow.
Yeah, I continue.
Yes, sir.
Then you had the massacre in Ganta in August of 1993. The late Matthew Chibley, Brigadier General Matthew Chibley, Commander, no relationship. Matthew Chibley, Commander of the Wild Geese Marine Division, or unit, sorry. And his men, Wild Geese. You know, have a Wild Geese. It could be Wild Geese Chaplain is the first chaplain when you go. It was a presidential guard force under the EMPGF. They were special. A special unit, Wild Geese. They were the presidential artillery crew when Taylor Convo moved. They killed 21 persons en route to Sino. They were on the way to Sino. August 1993. Now let me tell you what was going on August 1993. Are you listening?
Yeah.
By August 1993, the MPFA had started to lose ground a whole lot. Because by April 1993, MPFA had lost bars, so the MPFA had lost almost all their controlled territory. I said this on radio years back. I say it again, but I told you that Autopus was still the greatest mistake.
Yes, sir.
So there was the repercussion of Autopus. You understand me? These guys were carrying on. These guys they were repelling Autopus. Echo Mall, Liberia Peace Council, Ulimo K, Ulimo. Okay, let me tell you Ulimo. Yes, they were still Ulimo. No, they are not split. So, by August 1993, the Southeast has started to fall. General Yanks, Special Force.
What Yanks?
General Yanks.
Yanks
Smite. Okay. Then you had General Brooks Gongano, Zimbabwe Eagle. Brooks Gongano, yes. From Nimba. Okay. A special force who were trying to hold Ziatan from Ziatan straight to Zwedru, which is Grangy there, and General Yanks. He was Yanks Travel, but I changed the name later to Yanks Smite. So, but I hope you listen.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoying the show.
Yes.
Because I know that you're not enjoying the show.
Now what?
I know this.
Papi, let me climb my foot right here.
So,
okay.
Yanks, and Brooks Gongano,
Zimbabwe
Eagle, they have been cut off. But Zimbabwe Eagle was not a small potato. Yang on a small potato.
Tactical.
Very tactical. So they were trying to hold the South East. But Sano had begun to crumble. And I will say this. In 1993, August, it was shit on the MPF. Cotonou Accord has started to shake. It was not easy. So in 1993, the Wagis commander, the Barata and tell us say Wagis go to the front line. I don't need you. Casual with George Jackson man in the late. You know, EMPG will take care of me. Wagis, your subunit. You move onto the front line.
Wagis not small man.
But then I'm happy Chipley. Oh, but then you're over there. Matthew Chipley, as a crew. Dangerous.
Tactical.
Matthew Chipley. Died about 2 years ago.
Natural cause.
Natural cause. Matthew Chipley. Wagis. We call it other no.
No.
He ever say, yeah, devil. No.
In part of me, devil?
Yeah, devil. The pastor devil. No.
So they say no more.
Yeah, you don't get caught.
What no more mean?
What?
No more.
Listen, let me tell you something. We are pastor people on the platform. You not bring your way try you. You from way remove. To me, and all our quiet people there.
Stay with your boy.
No more.
No more devil pot.
Tell
devil pot. I'm talking now. You know what's me, but you know the
so yeah, he go. What nobu are me?
No,
Oh, baby, nobu are
yeah, but yeah, when I'm talking about that now, yeah, this show.
Let's go.
Today, I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the show. I'm feeling it.
Myself, you know.
Let's fire. Let's go on.
Factual issue, serious issue. So in August of 1993, the MPFA is struggling.
No ground.
I'm drawing a picture for the people and the people they see on internet in red uniform.
Yeah.
That's look at other people.
MPFA no ground.
MPFA can't hold ground again. It's shit. Guerrilla warfare going on. Matthew Chipley, the commander of the Wild Geese, and his men arrested and killed 21 persons on their way to Sano because they were trying to loot fuel. To loot fuel oil, diesel from a local trader. Okay, so the men were selling a few times. Have you said, oh, the men, they want to take my fuel. So they were soldiers. Hear me out, brother. This is why this show is great. Because I'm going deep into history. These guys must have been and were soldiers.
What did T government word?
Forget about it. In this operation, Ganta Massacre, that I told you about, but if you can remember, I told you about the late Special Force William Genzi. And I told you I was present in Ganta.
William Genzi.
Matthew Chipley was en route to Sano, your oil way to Sano, passing through Ganta, but you know, you couldn't use Pastor South. What was there? You were bypassing. On a way, the fighting opened that Sunday morning. August, I don't remember the date that all. But witnesses living. And somebody witnesses get telephone. And somebody witnesses can call. And you are lying. Let my character go to dog. That dog shit on my character. That morning, Matthew Chipley arrested and killed 21 persons. And William Genzi, Minister of Defense of the MPFL, Minister of Defense of the National Patriotic Front of Liberia, the MPRAG government, the National Patriotic Reconstruction Assembly government, died in the crossfire. The wife and 3 children of a civilian man called Samuel Luogo, that morning he went in the market, were also killed. So that 21 plus 3 that how much?
That's 24.
That. Fire. Minister of Defense coming down. Oh. Minister of Defense coming down. Oh.
Attack.
Oh, well then. Oh! See the minister.
Yeah, Judge.
When I see fire.
All right, okay.
But you know who died? You know who was one man that was on that attack? On that, who was a participant on that day, and his name was I never mentioned. He's also dead. Please be in Ache. The late Brigadier General Stanley James, Bush Commando. Stanley was there.
Bush Commando.
Bush Commando, Stanley James. That was the Ganta massacre on a Sunday in August of 1990.
What else we got?
Then, excuse me. Then,
let's go.
Then we go to the massacre in Pakolokuya town. Pakolokuya town in Bong County. February of 1994. Siafa Normo ordered the execution. Amoeba. Siafa Normo, Amoeba.
Yeah,
There you know. Siafa Normo ordered the execution of 15 men during his term as Army Division Chief of Staff. Abel Moruba and Vani T.S. Wogbagi implemented the order. When you hear me?
Wogbagi.
Vani Wogbagi. And he's the late. Also, Abel Moruba is also late. Siafa Normo is alive.
Amoeba,
yeah, man. Happy strong, all right. May I continue?
Okay, sir.
Then the massacre in Banga in May of 1994. Now, I told you that I have a man called Andrew Kware from Sekle PA. Yeah, I told you?
Yeah, you told me that.
Former MPF fighter who is in exile now in Europe. Between Belgium and Holland. And I call him Andrew Kware from Sekle PA Man District.
Yes, sir.
The massacre in Banga was carried on by Andrew Kware in May of 1994. Andrew Kware, Elisha Saki, the late Gay Gate, Saturday Tour Ramo.
Yeah, Saturday Tour.
JJ Daughter, who I told you got killed during the fall of Banga Theater, executed him. And Marcus Sibo, Brigadier General Marcus Sibo from Buchanan. You remember Marcus Sibo?
Yes, sir.
Who were also executed by Charles in Banga. They carried on the Banga massacre in 1994. Andrew Kware, Elisha Saki, Gay Gete, Saturday Tour, JJ Daughter, and Marcus Sibo. The third 19 men in a tarpaulin.
Where?
Hung in Banga. They hung the tarpaulin over a part of fire until the men died. This is where this will be a wow for you. And this order was given to these 5 gentlemen by the late Lieutenant General Cassius Jacobs. 19 men believed to be Ulimo fighters.
2 minutes since that's killing.
In May of 1994. 4 months. 8 months prior to the death of Cassius Jacobs.
That was subsequently accused of conniving.
Espionage.
Everything. To our life people, the word is not conniving, it's conniving.
Connive. You connive, and the present continuous is conniving.
Not conniving.
Conniving. Can I go forward, Brent?
Yes, sir.
Then you had a summary execution in Zozo, Lofa County, in 1994. Apollo Jesue of Ulimo J. He was the frontline commander. He executed 69 MPFF fighters, 69 MPFF POW. Apollo Jesue in...
Not Lofans.
No. In Lofa, 1994.
So I try to tell the men have incurred in Lofa and
Then, Lofa always been a hard zone. Then, The massacre of Moulton Corner in Broadville.
Damn it.
I drink to die.
Howard 7.9, if you're from Broadway, I want you to listen. There was a massacre in Moulton Corner. Keep it locked. Hold up, Pops. A massacre in Broadville?
The massacre in Moulton Corner.
Let's talk about
on June 19, 1994. The massacre the massacre in Moulton Corner, Broadville, Montserrat County, on June 19, 1994.
It's the pressure.
Reported by a man called Charles Bryant. Benjamin
All right, test fire number 2.
And Marilyn Wright. They reported the massacre. Charles Bryant, Benjamin Brown, and one lady called Marilyn Wright. The Inquirer newspaper of June 23rd, 1994, the massacre was only 19, but the newspaper, Inquirer newspaper 94, number 9, nothing slow. The newspaper, the Inquirer newspaper carried on the story on June 23rd, 1994, and the newspaper was volume 4 of the Inquirer newspaper number 111. 9 persons, including an entire family, were slaughtered by crime fighters of Ulimo J.
in Broadville
on June 19, 1994. Now I'm about to give you the big one. The Polokpai massacre.
Tell me how that Polokpai.
Polokpai.
Where?
Bon County. September 1994. Between September, it was between either September 11 or the 12th. But I need caller it can call Polokpai massacre.
Polokpai.
Polokpai massacre.
Polokpai massacre.
In Bon County. The Liberian Peace Council, the LPC.
George Bole.
On orders of George E.S. Segbe Bole. Representative right now of Grand Girard County. Massacred 300 persons. No, he meant, but he ordered.
Maybe.
Massacre.
I guess I'll get 300 persons.
But listen, when accordingly, they gave the order. Yeah. Soldiers carry on the operation, baby.
Yeah, Babe. That was a guns to kill people.
Stupid people with guns kill people.
People kill people.
Yeah.
May I continue? I want to read that.
Read that way.
The Polokpai massacre of Bon County, September 10 or 11, 1994. LPC, Liberia Peace Council, massacred 300 plus. And there were people that fled the fighting that were going on between the Limo K and the National Patriotic Front. Yeah.
Is it good to say innocent citizens?
300 plus innocent Liberian citizens. 300 plus innocent Liberian civilians.
Oh, may the soul rest in peace.
Non-combatants.
Non-aggression.
September 10.
No aggression.
11, 1994. Massacre.
But once again, that's a no aggression because anybody can just me, you, and the papi. You know, I told man because your 30 days, your man, all kind of things. So they came up because we are aggressive. But all of people are
big.
Well, stupid man just look at me.
But I know what? I live.
You do nothing. You fire me. I
live with somebody. I live. My neighbor now was about 20 minutes walk away from Polokpai with his mother, father.
You were going there when they were kidding. When they were kidding.
I just told them leave when they left. Yeah, when the massacre. So I go to. Go ahead. Then go to the massacre of Phoebe.
Phoebe Hospital.
Yes. in Bond County.
Bobby, before you go, let me tell something.
September 9th. Yeah,
One.
AK-50.
The massacre of Phoebe.
Now for this hour?
No, 50.
No, 50. AK-50.
One sound?
Yeah, one sound. That's a single bullet fire. I mean, you on click. One click. Double click, automatic. Can I continue?
Yes, sir. Go.
The massacre of Phoebe. Bond County. September 10th. Now you see Kurupai and Phoebe having some efemerity. Some efemerity. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, ready. Sir.
You correct it, I'll get the massacre.
No problem.
The Liberia Peace Council massacre over 100 persons who were hospitalized or seeking refuge at the Phoebe Hospital after fleeing the fighting between Ulimo K and the MPF in Banga. So you know, LPC were creeping, but I ain't know how I experienced so and in the particular massacre, you know who died in the massacre? The father of the first lady of the father of the vice president of the Republic of Joel Howard Taylor. The father died in this massacre.
See that?
This massacre. I'm speaking on. I do not was speaking, but I know.
Go for refuge in Phoebe.
But I don't have rubber. Then they can't kill me. People are ready. Yeah.
George Bullet. They put for refuge.
No, they want to.
The LPC.
Bobby,
subscribe. Everything do it. George Bullet do it. Yeah. I do.
AK-50. AK-50. What is that
50. But I beg you, play me. They're not about feedback. It's sounding.
They for refuge.
That 50 modified.
Modify 50. I mean, you got it.
Listen. Probably the AK-50 modified. I love this gun. Watch it.
Fire. When I double, automatic. Automatic.
50.
Some speaking Perez, some speaking Roma. Nigga, but I'm my
been waiting a while to do this.
Okay, so he's about to take it automatic.
Automatic, now that we gotta continue.
All right.
This is I got into the AK thing because I saw this
at a
local pawn shop.
Pop, go ahead, man.
Yeah, but I bet you let me go ahead.
Yeah.
So now this is something I witnessed again. I witnessed it. Damn it. When I the massacre in Duo, Nima County. Border of Nima and Bong.
Duo.
Where the train track run through. Duo. In October, rainy season of 1994, during the fall of Banga. Chief of Staff Kuku Dennis. What I want you to listen to me, forget about Kuku Dennis. Damn it, when I labor and listen, I never labor. Let me word on it. Let me say that.
Listen.
Chief of Staff Kuku Dennis.
MPFL.
And his deputy. Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Kuku Dennis. And his deputy, Major General Francis Kwipuga, aka Chinese Jabo.
Damn it.
Jabo? I never you listen to me.
Kwipuga.
Friday Kwipuga. Deputy to Kuku Dennis.
Oh, Basayo.
Complete. Aka Chinese Jabo. Murder 86 persons while retreating from Basso with about 1,700 fighters escaping the LBC.
What? Is that why they're escaping?
They're escaping from LAC.
In main bed.
No, MPFL leaving LAC because LBC here LAC. Yeah. LBC here compound 3 where you got weird zone. But I'm on farm, refund, LAC, all the place.
Yeah, refund.
Tanyachi, refund, Hamon farm. Escaping. Sian as the mission. We talk about number 3. We talk about Biabia Camp. You talk about Biabia Camp. You talk about the place. You talk about Cattle Barn. You talk about all the places. But I speaking. The places you talk about where they play Utopia, where they get a waterfall.
Utopia.
People moving. 1,700 soldiers.
Get all.
Ain't kidding. The 1,700 MPFL soldiers retreating with civilians. The soldiers were about 1,700. Ono Kukudene, Daniel Chia.
Listen, you got to retrieve with civilians again, key.
Civilian is the shield.
Yes.
Now, Kukudene, along with Father Kubuga, Chani Japo, they executed approximately 86 civilians. While retreat that million civilian those civilian tired walking. They will kill you for that. Civilian say, oh, anything, let me go out of land, let me die in land.
Okay,
Tell you. Or the 86 persons while retreating from Basel.
Massacres.
Escaping Labrador Peace Council. That was in October. This was October of 1994. I cannot remember the date now, but people are living. They can call this and call it date. But I'm telling you, 100%, God fed through. The children can say. Then you have the murder of Bela.
Bela.
Bridge that John Nima and Bon County.
Bela.
John Bridge.
Bela.
In
the
October of 1994, the Bela killings. On the orders of Saturday Tour, Rambo. Brigadier General Saturday Tour later on became Lieutenant General Saturday Tour. He lives in Belgium now in Europe. He was the commander of 8th Brigade, a Brigadier General in Nima County. Saturday Tour, Rambo. Half Gio, half Mandingo. Junior V, a junior commando who was a Brigadier General. They dumped in the St. John River from way up under the bridge. Over 200 people, including the wife and children of James Glasgow. James Glasgow testified at TRC that I got this particular report. James Glasgow report that he wept, the Tommy Webb and children in the St. John River. Junior V and Saturday Tour ordered
Rambo,
Saturday Tour, Rambo. Handsome. See, you never get chicken before.
in Belgium.
Belgium.
Then
you have the massacre, what they call the massacre of Nimba County. In November of 1994. A group of MPFS soldiers led by Dominic Saye Putu. That's my brother. Putu. I call it Dominic Saye Putu. And Blair Va. They killed 176 persons at Sendin crossing point. Sendin, the crossing point, Sendin, you can cross the road. In Nima County. And all the victims were from Basel. So the people that Kuku Dene and Chani Jabo in K, they had 176 motor Sendin crossing point. These are you know speaking. I would never call up, but I would tell you when to call. Then another massacre of Ganta. On November 11, 1994, General Liberty of Free Artillery, MPFA, who later on went to Ulimo, Cross Carpet.
General Liberty.
Killed 21 unarmed boys. They never had guns. 21 boys in Ganta. During the fall of Banga, he accused them of being disguised Ulimo soldier, and guess what? Ulimo soldier, and guess what? Freaking Liberty joined Ulimo right after that. Ulimo killed. I don't know the whereabouts of Liberty now, but we would die in the fire of hell. Okay, there's the one I brought with my Bernard. Or play some music. I'll be right back in 1 minute.
Small minute.
Hot FM Radio Network. We are wherever you go. Monrovia, Banga, Gunta, Buchanan, Swedru, and online at www.hotfm1079.com. Hot FM Radio Network. We are with you wherever you go. Hot FM Radio Network. We are wherever you go. you go. Monrovia, Banga, Gunter, Buchanan, Swedru, and online at www.hotfm1079.com. Hot FM Radio Network. We are with you wherever you go.
Finally, a station that's not afraid to break records.
Hot
FM.
I love it. In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Banga, Gunter, Buchanan, Swedru, and online at www.hotfm1079.com. Hot FM Radio Network. We are with you wherever you go.
Master show here tonight, man. What's how you see it?
Well, I'm sitting right now, you know.
Right. Intrigued. I see. Pop left on fire.
But at all, the MPFL suffered heavy casualty and heavy land geographical loss during the autopsy. And after the autopsy, you can remember they had a Geneva meeting, Geneva 1 and 2. They had Yamoussoukro 4, because there was Yamoussoukro 1, 2, and 3 prior to autopsy. Then Yamoussoukro 4, then a Geneva meeting, then the Cotonou Accord. When President Nizibou Soglo,
yes sir,
and President Barry Manasera, please be the arches from Niger, told Charles Taylor that you either roll with the ECOWAS plane or we can't help you anymore, or we cannot condone you anymore. Taylor had no leverage, but Taylor still had commandos within the Firestone plantation, and everywhere in Liberia is connected geographically. Everywhere Liberia connected. You don't have no long bridge dividing one place. Like San Francisco divide, but ended up from the Golden Gate Bridge. But you understand me? Yeah. All this shit don't work in Liberia. Everywhere Liberia, you take Choco, you go to Liberia. Take Baba, you go to Liberia. I'm telling you, and still like that. And so, brother, the massacre of Cowfield in Tupou Road.
Amen.
On December 15, 1994, the massacre of Cowfield on Tupou Road, Montevideo County, Pinsville, on December 15, 1994, 48 civilians were massacred by Paul Vey, George Dwana, Sam Lati, and I was saying Lato. I hope you get me right. Saying Lati, and I was saying Lato because Sam Lato had died in 1991. Special force. I'm talking about saying Lati. Listen us. Please listen, because anybody today, I will be unprofessional. If you tell me anything I don't want to hear, I will be vocal. I will be very, very. The thing I will tell your parents, you will never let it.
Wow.
Along with their soldiers, 48 civilians were killed on December 15, 1994. And remember, this was 3 days. This was, 8 days before Banga was recaptured
by MPFL.
By the MPFL.
Yes.
Banga was under attack. Banga was controlled by Liberia Peace Council by December 15, 1994. Listeners, please, you who get money to call. But listen to me. By then, the MPFL has started Operation Envelope and were trying to recapture Banga. When this massacre went on at Kalfi Dubo Road on the 15th of December 1994, MPFL troops specific date Marine Division fighters in collaboration with one special force by the name of Paul V. They Latin guy was not a special force. He was a junior commando, Sam Lati. Killed, murdered gruesomely 48 civilians at Cowfield in Dubai. I will give them one more massacre. They are opening a line and Brian will talk about Brian. Now this massacre, I personally was in the Kate or in the terrain. Are you not win? Are you not win? The Tapeta massacre on September 27, 1995. Now Charles Taylor comes to Monrovia October 1995. But September 1995, Banga recapture everything. Help break loose in Tapeta for generator and steel mill business. Steel mill, they don't make it King Julius. Yeah, and generators on a generator. In
Big generator.
Amen. If I go, I hope brother. Major General at the time, no, Lieutenant General at the time. At the time, he was called General Mission Save the Nation by MPFL pundits and fans. General George Makosa Dwana, Jack the Rebel. George Dwana. On the orders of Charles Taylor, but other Charles Taylor are raised. Jack coming back from Abuja, Nigeria, for the Abuja Peace Accord. Killed 105. I kept the best for last.
Jack the Rebel.
Killed 105 persons in Tapeta one night. September 27, 1995. Killed 105 people in one night. Jack giving order to Marine Piginena. These people were killed because they refused to give us the full sawmill. Arrest my case. The report of this operation, they report the complete came from Godfather. You understand me? America Diaz. The report this, the EMPG. That's going to see. They saw me. They went on the case. They fucked the cap of 105% now. See 105%. Me and they came onto the scene because the young people have our people, you know, everybody started fighting and those boys went on a rampage. Marine Division, you have to get a dealer soul. You have dealer soul.
Yeah. Dealer soul.
You have Puski Mala. You are all
Marine Division beginning.
Yeah, Marine Division. No, I did not talk about it later. I cannot talk about all the massacres tonight. I will mention Subani, J or the thing. But now you can interview me now or maybe you will talk now. Yeah, you can go ahead, but or thank you for insurgent.
No, you know? It's indulgent.
And who?
Indulgent.
Who about you?
Yes.
Okay. So, Pops.
Yeah, I mean,
all these massacre.
I gave you 7 tonight.
Yeah. Was all these massacres documented in the TRC report?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the massacres were documented. And you can go to TRC website. You find it. You find it. But I'm me being a witness to Mozadane and informed and being informed. I speak to you. And my credibility. You on the line.
I mean, credibility doesn't have T at the end.
Credibility.
Credibility.
Yeah, but so any further question? No. What you want to talk about? Want to talk about? What do you think? Yeah, the children laughing. I mean, but I see the share. I don't like. The children be laughing. Where you laughing for? Stupid.
If I can remember in 1990.
Yeah.
We used to see.
It's not bad then, all of them.
We used to see Chuck coming with people. 1990.
Yeah.
Heading to Lakwasi Zoo.
Okay, now, hold it. When the Civil War got tough, the MPFS started to gain a lot of ground on the government. The port city of Buchanan. When the MPFS reached Buchanan on the 19th of May 1990, through the route coming from number 3, from Lat, coming through number 3, Sian, and through Bijo Town, and then into Buchanan. It was known now that chartered up men business. Because by then, Benedict.
Who?
MPFL were also coming through. MPFL were also coming through Bond County. Chinchele they had retreated. They were killing people in BDC. They were killing no family and everything. And in the attack, because now Charles Taylor never announced that Prince Johnson broke away. That was a target on the last show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a tactics for himself, right?
Taylor, it was Prince Johnson who Taylor didn't want to make a Brembo fee or was insecure. Because they were going to get very scared, but panic. Yes, say, and the guy want all the break away fashion. Yeah. So Taylor as a
he kept it to himself.
Yeah, I will keep it because I think I can contain Johnson. But he could not. When Taylor was moving from through Grand Bashar way, Johnson was moving from Bond County. And that's how in parallel, close to the Bella Bridge.
Bond County now, in Pereira.
Yeah, Bella Bond County.
Yeah.
Prince Johnson ambushed and killed Colonel John Y. Kriku and IMPF killed from the AFF, killed from a government, killed John Y. Kriku and the father of Isaac Nyanabo, who now is in Belgium at the Liberian Embassy as a messenger. Colonel John Nyanabo, two John Nyanabo, Isaac Nyanabo, John Nyanabo and John Y. Kriku. I'm saying that to answer your question. There was pressure going on. So Monrovia, because by May 1990, government had lost a lot of ground. Government had lost Bond County, but they didn't want to announce it. Government had lost Buchanan. Government had lost all strategic areas. And Rawalpindi had to close because Buchanan had fallen.
No internet, so you can't substantiate.
Buchanan had fallen. So it was risky for airplanes to land at Rawalpindi.
That kind of thing.
Yes. So
let me ask you one question.
Government had lost her military grasp.
What's that?
Yeah,
the question I want to ask.
Yeah, but
involving all of this, you didn't know that a time for justice was coming?
But then Taylor had the full support of somebody even somewhere. That's why Taylor, naturally, Taylor is with support somewhere. You understand? Why do you mean wait, there's an over. Wait, but let me operate. Over. Who can try me? You understand me, man?
Support from where?
But support from somewhere. Support from business. You understand? So Taylor thought that, but you can't Taylor have star one day. Scotland Island in the UK. But I think they don't want to be. They are not going to be. They're going to lead a revolution. Who wants to be in jail? Nobody. But Taylor never saw this from the aftermath. Taylor never perfectly understood and processed in his mind what the future would have been. Nobody knew the future. But nobody would die if they know what would happen next. If somebody know they would die in the street, they were not going to be. The hour will be rage, they had a parogenesis. But it's not sleeping. Because I go to sleep, I would die. I just yeah.
Power is every power.
And it's all up.
9:56. Fresh water comes to the bank. Let's get to a few callers. 086 107 107 0770 107. This is over the Blue Link Show, and it didn't disturb you or disturb your mind, but it is what it is. The story, the true story, must be told. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Where you come from?
I'm Dixon Winter, and I call from the Motor Corner.
Motor Corner, where the bicycle what? But man, you got your friends of Blue ID? Yeah.
No, yet.
Okay, go get it. Let's hear you. Chief.
What's up?
All right.
I'm monitoring something going on in my edition of 1992. I was starting north around Pana's area.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, that was in October 1992, sorry.
There's a bit of explanation about that. Okay. The last time I was working around, and we were trying to act around there in information, but we out there were very far.
In October of 1992, there were 5 Catholic nuns. I remember one of them, Sister Barbara and 4 other nuns, older women that were killed. Those women lived, and they were not